Hello everyone, hello. This year is dedicated to Ili Nishmas, Racholea, Bas, Reb Chaim Tzvi. We're in the middle of Klal Zion. The Chofetz Chaim here is discussing some of the details of the halachos of being Makabel Lashon Hara. We're actually in the middle of a halacha of Seif Gimel, right in the middle of Seif Gimel. That's where we left off. We have discussed the halachos of Seif Gimel, but the Chofetz Chaim brings a proof for what he writes in Seif Gimel, and basically we're up to that proof. In Seif Gimel, the Chofetz Chaim talks about and says that just like you can't be Makabel Lashon Hara if you hear it from one person, you also can't be Makabel Lashon Hara if you hear it from two people. Now you would have thought, two people in halacha have a lot of believability. If two Eidim go to court and testify, they have full ne'amanos, full believability. So maybe when it comes to Lashon Hara, you would have thought you can believe what two people say fully. The answer is no. That's exactly the point, that the halachos of believing Eidim is when they're in Beis Din, in a court. But to believe people outside of Beis Din, then two people who say something outside of Beis Din don't have this special ne'amanos of Eidim, and you're not allowed to believe that Lashon Hara. That's what the Chofetz Chaim writes in Seif Gimel. And he brings a fascinating proof from the Gemara in Maseches Nida, and then the proof is nuanced. So I want to learn the proof in the footnote. It's in footnote Vav, and then go back and just make sure we understand the Gemara and the background to understand the Chofetz Chaim's proof. So it's here. It's in footnote Vav in Klal Zion. So Asher L'Kabel Divrei, you can't be Makabel Lashon Hara even if two people tell you. Let me explain. I'll try to explain this halacha with Hashem's help. He says, "V'raya lezeh she'asur lahamin afilu mishnayim v'yoser mima shekasa b'gemara nida sham b'inyana de Gedalia." The Gemara is discussing what happened with Gedalia when Gedalia was killed. Mitoch shaylo lachush la'atzas Yochanan ben Kareach. Gedalia should have been concerned for the advice of Yochanan ben Kareach. And Rava says over there, Hai lish nabisha afal gav de lekabule lo miboy, even though you're not supposed to be makabel the Lashon Hara, but lemechash miboy, you should have been concerned. So Gedalia was correct in being concerned. Gedalia was correct in not believing the Lashon Hara, but he should have been concerned and he wasn't, and that was his mistake. Mashma, Dibamasha lo ratza Gedalia lekabel dibe Yochanan ben Kareach yafa asa kedin. Mashma, that he was right, he was correct in not believing what Yochanan told him. Ve'reisham b'maisa de Gedalia rabim amru lo shemachsevesh yishmo l'hargo. It was a group of people who told him that Yishmael wanted to kill him. And despite the fact that it was a group, still, it was correct not to believe him. Now, let's just understand this. Let's learn the Gemara slowly, understand what's happening here. This is a beautiful proof the Chofetz Chaim is bringing, but there's a subtlety here, because what he's saying is it does not flow directly out of the Gemara. You have to learn the Gemara, and then add another factor in, and then you have the proof. So this is the Gemara in Nida on Daf Samach Aleph Amud Aleph. The Gemara is discussing there was a pit, and the Gemara says this is the bore, this is the pit. Shemile Yishmael ben Nesanya Chalolim. Yishmael ben Nesanya after he killed Gedalia, so then he killed other people the next day, and he filled up this pit with Chalolim, the corpses. Okay. Tichsiv. And this is the pit where Yishmael threw all of the corpses, the bodies, which he had killed, biyad Gedaliahu, through the hand of Gedalia. So the pasuk sounds like that Gedalia himself somehow played a role. That Yishmael did the actual killing with the hand, through the hands of Gedalia. Gedalia was dead already. He didn't do this. The Gemara says, "V'chi Gedalia haragan." Did Gedalia kill them? Hello, Yishmael haragan. Yishmael killed them. So what does the Gemara say? El mitol shahaya lo lachush le'atzas Yochanan ben Kareach v'lo chosh. Since he should have been concerned for Yochanan's warning, and he wasn't concerned. The pasuk views it as if he killed him himself. So we hear from here, we see that Lashon Hara, even though you're not supposed to accept it as true, you're supposed to be concerned and mindful of it. So what's happening here was as follows. Gedaliah ben Achikam was appointed to serve as the governor of Bnei Yisrael, who remained in Eretz Yisrael after Churban Bayis Rishon. He was appointed by the Nebuchadnezzar from Bavel. And then he was assassinated, and when he was assassinated, that was in a sense the beginning of the end of any Jews living in Eretz Yisrael.